A giant snake swallowing another creature whole is an exceptionally terrifying thing to see, and it's just as scary to watch on your screen, which is exactly what we're about to see today. Protecting livestock can be a very difficult task when you have ancient, cold-blooded killers roaming around trying to prey on them. This man had to deal with an extremely gruesome situation after stumbling on a gigantic python trying to swallow one of his goats whole. The man was absolutely terrified, and there was no way that he was going to be able to wrestle the goat out of the giant snake's airtight coil. And so, he was left with only one option: to shoot the snake dead. He was a good shot and managed to hit it right away, but it still needed a few more shots to let go of the goat and try to escape. The man could not let it get away though. He had to end its threat right there and then, or more of his animals were going to disappear. It was already too late when this enormous python was found. It had already swallowed an entire goat whole and was in the process of digesting it. The locals were quick to wrap something around the snake's neck so it couldn't attack anyone else before the authorities got there. But what they didn't know was that the snake was already too heavy to move and would not have tried to attack anyone before either completely digesting its meal or regurgitating it, something that the rope around its neck wasn't going to allow for. Even though the locals were being very gentle with the unbelievably huge predator, the snake still couldn't help but feel and look absolutely terrified being in such a vulnerable state. Monkeys are kind of lucky to be able to climb trees and travel using them, because it keeps them away from most land predators and makes their chances of survival better. But even they are not safe from these greedy serpents. As you can see here, this python had climbed a tree all the way to the top and was able to ambush an unfortunate monkey up there and ended up killing it. The scary thing is that the monkey looked completely intact as the snake was pulling it up to begin eating it. It's kinda hard to believe that this is real, but this python swallowed an entire cow while it was still alive. As big as the snake was, the cow was so big that the python couldn't move afterwards and was stuck inside the farm until the farmers found it. Somehow, one of the people there was quick to tie a rope around its neck to eliminate its threat. But the stubborn snake kept trying to fight it and get away. Imagine a snake this big being set loose in your neighborhood and you end up running into it. How would you react? And what would be the first thing that you would do? This poor cow's fate was sealed the moment that it stepped foot into that swamp. Such a big and hefty meal could never go unnoticed by the bloodthirsty creatures that inhabit the swamp. And a giant anaconda was quick to come and strike. The murky and muddy water was giving the snake an unfair advantage, as the cow could barely walk or move its feet while the snake gained more speed and more freedom of movement than it would have had on land. The fight did not last very long, of course, and we all know who came out as the winner. But the way that the cow died wasn't being swallowed alive or even getting squeezed to death. It died by drowning after the snake had forced its head under the water. Whenever a snake feels threatened or like it needs to escape, it will try to regurgitate whatever food is in its stomach to be able to move faster. And this snake had to vomit an entire, very big cow that it had recently swallowed whole. The size of the snake after it was done regurgitating its meal makes it seem absolutely impossible that the snake could swallow such a big prey all at once, which makes the whole thing all the more terrifying and shocking. This is why you should never let your dog out of your sight. This stray dog went to pee near the bushes and was suddenly attacked by a massively big anaconda. The unfortunate dog did not have enough time to react, and it ended up in a world of pain after the giant snake was able to wrap itself around it. The poor dog was screaming at the top of its lungs, but whoever was filming was too scared to approach the deadly snake. The snake was slowly trying to suffocate the dog to death, but the dog was smart enough to break free in the end. Take a look at this greedy python swallowing a deer whole. It seems like these creatures have no limit when it comes to what they can force down their throats. They just swallow whatever's in front of them and hope for the best. Which is what most creatures would do if they're hungry enough, if we want to be fair. But still, there's something especially disturbing about the way they mindlessly just eat whatever's available, don't you think? But I must admit that I do wish that we were a bit like them sometimes. For example, this insanely big python had just suffocated a deer to death, and it was in the process of swallowing and digesting it. The digestion process will take a full week, but the snake won't be needing to eat for a few months or even a year afterwards. I wish that we had the ability to just eat a very big meal at the start of the year and not have to eat for the rest of the year. Who here would also like that? You'd save so much money. Tell us in the comments section down below if you would. Did you enjoy this video? Please let us know in the comments section down below. And don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to the channel while you're at it. And please, turn on your notifications bell to get notified when we upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.